And I know I got a bro named Jaime. He said he be talking to Mike. It's like Mike's show. He said Snoop just a prop, basically.
If I wouldn't have talked to him and got him to come over to my house, he probably would have been right there in the car with them.
In the shadowed corridors of hip-hop history, few stories stir as much controversy as the untimely demise of the legendary Tupac Shakur and the enigmatic figures surrounding it. At the heart of the latest chapter in this saga is none other than Suge Knight, the once untouchable mogul of Death Row Records, now speaking from the confines of his prison cell. Through his podcast Collect Call, Knight has reignited a firestorm of speculation and accusation, this time pointing fingers at a figure synonymous with the West Coast rap scene, Snoop Dogg.
You know, I really gotta have a real conversation with Snoop.
Knight's explosive allegations on his podcast cannot be understated. He boldly claims that Snoop Dogg, his former protege, may have had a deeper involvement in Tupac's assassination than the world ever suspected.
So him being neutral in the beginning was amazing. And then him choosing sides at the end was a demise.
His words resonate with a mix of betrayal and a desperate search for truth. I knew that Tupac did everything right by him by putting him on All Eyes on Me, speaking about him and being real with him. And if it's true what they say, face to face, it's gonna be a lot of explaining to do. Knight's insinuations spiral further, shedding light on a series of events that, if true, place Snoop in a questionable light. He recalls that Snoop Dogg instructed the Dog Pound rapper Days Dilliner not to attend the fateful night in Las Vegas, citing, "Something's gonna happen." This alone raises eyebrows. Was it mere coincidence, or did Snoop have foreknowledge of the impending tragedy?
He said Snoop kicked him out, then he came to the hospital. Snoop never came to the hospital, period.
Knight also challenges the narrative around Snoop learning about Shakur's shooting. He contests Warren G's account on Drink Champs, where Warren G recollected him, and Snoop hearing about the incident over a Nextel radio in Los Angeles. Knight's skepticism is palpable. The only way you would have a radio is if he was at the fight with us and he had a security detail, he said. The implication is clear. Snoop's version of events might not be as straightforward as it seems. But perhaps the most damning of Knight's claims is the allegation that Snoop Dogg and Daz Dillinger collaborated with one of Shakur's alleged killers, DeAndre Smith. If true, this would not only implicate Snoop in a tangled web of betrayal, but also suggest a darker, more complex involvement in the events leading to Tupac's assassination. Knight's accusations do not stop at mere implications. He also touches on the emotional aspect of the saga, highlighting Snoop's absence at Tupac's hospital bed. While Snoop has publicly recounted his visit to the hospital stating, "He got tubes in him, and when I walked in, I could just feel that he wasn't even there," and I fainted, Knight cast doubt on this narrative, questioning Snoop's loyalty and friendship to Tupac during his final moments.
Right. And struck a deal because everybody else was scared of that. Right. Everybody, that's when Suge Knight was the monster, the boogeyman.
Right. The relationship between Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight is a tale of power, betrayal, and survival in the cutthroat world of the music industry. It began with the meteoric rise of Snoop under death row, highlighted by his groundbreaking debut, Dog Style. Knight, the then CEO of Death Row, was instrumental in catapulting Snoop to fame. However, their relationship soured over the years, marred by conflicts and Knight's notorious reputation for violence and intimidation.
We made a lot of money, but Suge Knight controlled it all. Everything was in his name. He distributed the money, he passed it out, he gave you what he felt you should have.
Snoop's departure from Death Row marked a significant turning point. He distanced himself from the label and Knight, especially following the death of Tupac and Knight's subsequent imprisonment. The rapper's move to No Limit Records signaled his desire to break free from the fear and control that had come to define his time with Knight.
And adapt to any environment and be a chameleon. Right. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I got to go back to where I'm comfortable at, the zone that I'm.
The twist in their tale came years later, with Snoop Dogg astonishingly taking ownership of Death Row Records, the very label that had launched his career and later become a symbol of his conflicts. His acquisition of Death Row from M&RK Music Group was a strategic move, both a reclaiming of his legacy and a bold statement in the industry. It feels good to have ownership of the label I was part of at the beginning of my career, and as one of the founding members, Snoop expressed, this acquisition by Snoop could be seen in two lights. On one hand, it's a tale of redemption and empowerment, a former artist rising to take control of the label that once controlled him. On the other hand, some, like Knight, might view it as a cunning maneuver, a calculated step by Snoop to assert his dominance over a past adversary.
I just get right on the side of his head and just start talking to him in his ear. Just talking to him.
While Suge Knight's accusations from his prison cell cast a long, ominous shadow over Snoop Dogg's past, there's another side to this tangled narrative, one that involves Snoop's own reflections and the perspectives of those around him. Snoop Dogg and Tupac Shakur, once allies in the seismic landscape of 90s hip-hop, found their friendship fraying as controversies and conflicts escalated within Death Row Records. Snoop Dogg, on Logan Paul's podcast Impulsive, vividly recounted the harrowing moment he saw Shakur in the hospital post-shooting. This emotional turmoil showcases a different side of Snoop, one far removed from the callous character Knight portrays.
That's why you get these type of individuals always kicking dirt on Pac's name after they made their millions from doing these documentaries and stuff.
Afeni Shakur, Tupac's mother, played a crucial role in this moment, urging Snoop to be strong for Shakur. Snoop reflected, "She wanted me to freshen up and actually speak to Pac and tell him how I felt regarding our friendship and his troubling ordeal." However, the narrative of their friendship is not without its complexities. Snoop Dogg, in a candid interview on Off Air with Big Boy, delved into his discomfort with Shakur's aggressive stance, particularly towards the notorious diss track, Hit 'Em Up. Snoop admitted when he played it, Hit 'Em Up the song, "I didn't like it. Like, you are buying more problems because gangsters are everywhere." This disagreement highlighted a fundamental divide in their approach to conflict and perhaps foreshadowed the eventual cooling of their once warm relationship. Snoop's reflections on their relationship took a darker turn when recalling the events surrounding the 1996 MTV Video Music Awards. The tension reached a peak after Snoop expressed a willingness to work with East Coast artists, including Biggie and Diddy, despite their turbulent history. Tupac's reaction to this was of palpable disappointment and anger. Snoop recollected on Off Air with Big Boy, "A week before he died, we was best of friends. 2 days before he died, I don't think he liked me," illustrating a friendship fractured by misunderstanding and the swirling chaos of the East-West Coast rivalry. But it's not just Snoop's words that paint this intricate picture. Napoleon, a former member of the Outlaws, Shakur's group, added a layer of intrigue to this narrative. Speaking to the art of dialogue, Napoleon accused Snoop of subtle but consistent disparagement of Tupac. "They have a way where they acting like they praising Pac, but they are putting him down," he alleged, pointing to a pattern of behavior that seemed to undermine Shakur's legacy while ostensibly celebrating it.
I never came across anything where Pac was saying he wanted to make right with these guys. These individuals didn't even like Pac.
Napoleon went further, suggesting that jealousy might have been a driving force behind Snoop's actions and words. "Imagine if you're the biggest star on death row and Tupac come and take all your shine," he mused, alluding to a rivalry fueled by the glare of the spotlight and the pressures of fame. This perspective adds a dimension to Snoop's actions, suggesting a complex interplay of admiration, competition, and perhaps envy.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, are you familiar with the one charge that you're facing?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that charge?
Yes, ma'am.
As to that charge, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Alan Hughes, tasked with directing a biopic about Snoop Dogg, also touched upon this delicate dynamic. He observed, "Snoop just dimmed his light and let up that shine when Snoop was the guy," a comment that hints at a possible self-effacing gesture by Snoop, but one that could also be interpreted as a strategic retreat in the face of Shakur's meteoric rise. In these reflections and accusations, a multifaceted portrayal of Snoop Dogg emerges, one of a friend, a rival, and perhaps an enigmatic figure whose true feelings and intentions regarding Tupac remain obscured by the passage of time and the complexities of their shared, tumultuous history. The narrative continues to unfold, with each new revelation adding depth to an already compelling saga of fame, friendship, and the often harsh realities of the hip-hop world. In the ever-evolving narrative of Tupac Shakur's assassination, a significant development has emerged, casting new light on the long-standing mystery. The focus has shifted to Keefe D, real name Dwayne Davis, a figure long whispered about in the corridors of hip-hop history, now officially charged with the assassination of the rap icon. His trial, set for June 3, 2024, promises to unveil hidden layers in a case that has baffled investigators and fans alike for decades.
Any case that's 27 years old sometimes presents some challenges, but we feel very confident that the criminal justice system will work in this case.
Keefe D's notoriety in the saga is not newfound. He has previously made startling admissions regarding his role in the shooting, detailed chillingly in his 2019 book Compton Street Legend. Despite these claims and his current plea of not guilty, the gravity of his potential involvement looms large over the case. The night of Tupac's shooting following a Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas is one steeped in gang rivalry and personal vendettas. Prosecutors point to the casino brawl involving Tupac and known Crips gang member Orlando Anderson, Keefe D's nephew, as a pivotal moment. Anderson, who many believe was in the car with Keefe D during the drive-by shooting and possibly the gunman himself, met his own violent end in 1998 in an unrelated gang shooting.
The fact that this indictment came down is a little hope, but we want justice for Pac.
Suge Knight, a figure central to Tupac's life and demise, remains an enigmatic voice in this unfolding drama. Despite serving a 28-year prison sentence for voluntary manslaughter, Knight's reaction to Keffe D's arrest is one of subdued surprise and a refusal to testify against him. Well, surprise, number one, Knight commented, expressing his disbelief at Keffe D's arrest and his personal connection to him. Me and Keffe D played on the same Pop Warner football team. This latest chapter in the Tupac assassination investigation intertwines personal histories, gang affiliations, and the murky waters of the music industry, promising to shed light on one of hip-hop's most enduring mysteries. Now, we turn to you, our insightful viewers, to share your thoughts. Do you believe Suge Knight's accusations against Snoop Dogg hold any weight, or are they the words of a man with his own complex history in the industry? And how do you think Keffe D's trial will impact the legacy of Tupac Shakur and the narrative of his untimely demise? Drop your opinions, theories, and reflections in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into a story that continues to captivate and perplex. Until next time, keep following for more updates and insights into the lives of your favorite celebrities. Farewell, and keep the conversation going